beating brain cancer with polio. A new experimental treatment is using a modified version of a once-dreaded virus to fight an even deadlier disease. Duke University researchers removed genetic code from the polio virus and replaced it with DNA from the rhinovirus, which causes the common cold. The modified virus is injected directly into the tumors of glioblastoma patients through a catheter. Instead of replicating itself, it attaches to receptors on the surface of the cancer cells, infecting them and prompting the body's immune system to attack. Of the 61 glioblastoma patients treated using the re-engineered virus, 21% are still alive 3 years later, compared to only 4% for those who underwent conventional treatment. The experimental treatment, like many immunotherapies, had varied, sometimes dramatic effects on the subjects. Scientists are still figuring out how to get the virus to produce the same exact results in different people, but are confident that it can be done. Congratulations, you're cured. Maybe.
Tree Man no more. It may have taken a year and an insane number of surgeries, but this Bangladeshi man couldn't be happier to finally have his hands and feet back. A rare disease caused lesions to appear on the man's skin at the age of 10. They worsened over time and made it difficult for him to make a living as a rickshaw driver. Soon, bark-like growths started sprouting from his hands and feet, making it impossible to do anything except scratch his neck. The 27-year-old was dubbed Tree Man by the international media and is one of only 4 people in the world to ever be diagnosed with the disease. Doctors in Dhaka offered to treat him free of charge and moved him and his family to the hospital last February to begin the first of many surgeries. 16 operations later, doctors have removed 11 pounds of growth and restored Tree Man's hands. He'll still need a few more surgeries to pretty up his digits, but now he can at least eat, write, and hold his daughter.
Bye-bye, HIV. Researchers may have finally found a way to eliminate the HIV reservoirs that often remain hidden in the body. HIV spreads by taking over a cell's DNA and using it to make copies of itself. Most AIDS treatments are engineered to block this replication cycle, effectively stopping the spread of the virus. But though these drugs allow patients to live longer, they do not rid the body of the virus, which hides in reservoirs and reemerges once treatment stops. A new kick-and-kill approach aims to get rid of these reservoirs by using a synthetic molecule to wake up the dormant virus, which will then be eliminated by antiretroviral therapy. When tested on HIV-infested mice that have been given antiretroviral drugs, 25% of the once dormant virus cells died within 24 hours of being reactivated. With further development, researchers believe the technique could lower the viral reservoir enough for infected patients to stop antiretroviral treatment. The molecule will also need to be tested on larger animals before it can go to human trials.
Do you want some fries with that? Researchers at Yokohama National University have successfully grown hair on a bald mouse using an additive found in McDonald's French fries. The study used dimethylpolysiloxane, an anti-frothing additive used in McDonald's French fries. Scientists used the chemical to produce 5,000 hair follicle germs, or HFGs. These are reportedly critical in treating hair loss. Researchers used this as the base of a culture vessel of other materials. When applied to a bald mouse via microwell array chip, they found that the mouse had grown black hairs within days. The research could help spur new advances in hair loss treatment.
Tick saliva could cure heart disease. Tick bites are annoying and sometimes dangerous as they may lead to serious illness. However, a new study shows that proteins found in tick saliva could also be used to treat a particular heart disease. Myocarditis is a disease that causes inflammation and damage of the heart muscle and typically affects young adults. When the heart becomes infected with a common virus, it releases chemicals called chemokines, which attract cells that cause inflammation. The heart muscle becomes dangerously inflamed, and patients with severe cases would need heart transplants. Tick saliva can contain up to 3,000 proteins, known as evasins, depending on their species. Evasins allow them to feed on blood without causing inflammation, thus making their bites almost unnoticeable. One evasin found in the cayenne tick can bind to and neutralize chemokines to prevent inflammation. This could also potentially prevent myocarditis disease. Although the development of adding the tick protein to actual drugs still has a long way to go, scientists believe this method could be used to cure heart disease, stroke, pancreatitis, and even arthritis. Great news for chocolate lovers! Researchers have found there are compounds in chocolate that could help to prevent and treat type 2 diabetes. Beta cells inside the islet of Langerhans in the pancreas are responsible for secreting insulin, the hormone that regulates blood sugar levels. When someone suffers from type 2 diabetes, the beta cells malfunction and produce insufficient levels of insulin. Compounds found naturally in cocoa, called epicattin monomers, were found to be able to increase the ability of beta cells to secrete insulin. The compound successfully helped mice on a high-fat diet to cope with elevated blood sugar levels, as well as decrease the extent of their obesity. Researchers are looking for ways to extract the compound out of cocoa in order to create more effective treatments for diabetes patients.
Woman's advanced breast cancer cured with immunotherapy. Could this be a game changer? A woman's advanced stage breast cancer that has spread to other parts of her body was cured using her own immune cells. It marks the first time a T-cell immunotherapy application for late-stage breast cancer was successful. Doctors from the National Cancer Institute in Maryland first took biopsies from the woman's tumors and looked at the DNA mutation specific to her cancer. Physicians then extracted immune cells called tumor-infiltrating lymphocytes, TILs, from the biopsies. Billions of these immune cells were then grown in the lab. The researchers then injected 80 billion of the TILs into the woman's body. The treatment was given in tandem with pembrolizumab, a standard cancer drug that helps the immune system. After 42 weeks, the test showed the woman's body was completely free of cancer. According to The Guardian, researchers are now planning full-scale clinical trials.